Yeah, let's go. Okay. Hi, and welcome to the next video of me learning to play Mr. Scary by Dokken. This is day 9, and I'm super excited for it. Yesterday, filmed day 8, and I think it was on day 7, I thought, man, maybe I should also start a different series of me learning a different song, because maybe playing Mr. Scary every single day gets kind of annoying. But the strange thing is, actually, I don't know, I've overcome that. I literally overcome that. On day 6 I was like, maybe I should do a different song and then do Mr. Scary tomorrow again, and then the day after tomorrow I will do the different series again, and then I will do Mr. Scary again, basically alternating between the two series. But then I thought, let's just focus on one and make it great. And this is my approach here. Therefore, I will continue my series of me learning to play Mr. Scary, and this is video number 9, so day number 9 of me learning the riff. On that note, I will talk you through my signal chain in just a second. Okay, so guys, now a little bit about today's signal chain. We have my ESP LTD M1 custom candy apple red, basically stock without besides the nut, which is a Goto nut. From there we are going into my Surfy Bear spring reverb tank with the squared off sides in the black version, which is the metal version. I don't know why it's called metal, maybe because the housing is made out of metal, but I would assume that every Surfy Bear reverb housing is made out of metal, so I don't know why it's called metal. From there we are going into the TC Electronic Spark. From the Spark we're going into the Digitech Bad Monkey, which is your tube screamer kind of pedal, just with a alternation of EQ, because it has a bass and a treble control instead of a tone control, so you have a little bit more control over your EQ. From there we are hitting the front end of my Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier channel 1, the green channel in the pushed mode, and then I have an Ibanez Echo Shifter, that's the name, Ibanez Echo Shifter, in the FX loop of the dual rectifier. From there we are going into my 2x12 cabinet loaded with vintage 30 speakers. Then this is picked up by a Shure SM57 on the cone of the right speaker. Also this SE450, which is also capturing my voice and the room as well, so therefore the speakers and the cabinet and the whole sound in the room. And from there into my audio interface, where both of these mics, the SM57 and the SE450, are blended 50-50 together, and this is what you hear, and that sounds like that. So here's a quick recap of the last video we did, which was video number 8, practice session number 8, and I basically focused more on the second part of the riff, and I tried to really get a tone out of each note when playing it slow, and slow is around 150 BPM on the click track. And then I also focused on speeding it up, and I think we maxed out at around 200 BPM, and the song is in 220, so 20 BPM to go on the click track, but I also played over the song at the end of the video, which I will also do in today's video. So basically the routine will be, we will play over the slow metronome, which is around 150, to really focus on our picking and to learn how to accurately pick with precision and to get a tone out of each note that we play. And then we will hit the fast metronome speeds to force ourselves to play faster, even though if we mess up. And from there we will then continue and basically play over the track itself, over Mr. Scary track, and see how that goes. Probably will make a few mistakes like in the last videos, because that's just how it is when you learn to play a song, especially if it is a hard one for you. And it will probably take us a little longer to to really nail it every single time, but last time was actually pretty damn good. I really felt like this excuse me, the second part of the main, or basically the main riff, the part after the intro of the song, really went into my muscle memory, and it was way easier for me to do the pinky hammer on, which is one of the hardest parts of that main riff. So this is what we have as of now. We have the intro, which is from there we have a transition, which is bridge part between the intro and the main part, and the main part goes like that. Yeah, and together it sounds like that. Yes, and that is where we are as of now. And on that note, let's just hop in on the 150-ish click track and play it over the metronome to really focus on our timing and on picking every string with precision. Here is 154. I'm noticing something very interesting, and that is that on that guitar yesterday I played my Gibson Les Paul ES, Gibson ES Les Paul, and it has a very different string spacing. Like this is, I think, 43, and the Gibson, I don't know, but this is a wider neck basically, and the strings are further apart from each other. So I don't know if it is my basically progress, or if it is because of the guitar, because today I feel like that hammer on is easy for me, but the transition and string skipping seems to be harder for me than it was yesterday, which is very interesting, because yesterday the hammer on was better than the day before, and today the hammer on is even better than yesterday, but the string skipping is like not as good as yesterday, which could be, I don't know, could be just the day, could be my hand, but I assume it is the neck width actually. I think I have to get used to that neck width again because of the wider strings. Like I feel every finger really has room on that neck, while on the Gibson guitar and on basically every other guitar that I own, like you have to move less to get to the string, which can be a good thing, can be a bad thing, depending on what you're used to and depending on probably the size of your hands. Because if you have really thick fingers, like, you would probably be better off with a wider neck and more spacing between the strings. But for me, I don't know if on that particular riff I prefer the wider string spacing. I think I prefer the more narrow string spacing, but I prefer the wider string spacing, like when playing other stuff like chords, or like lead stuff. But over here, I don't know. Let's actually, should we switch the guitar and test this? Yeah, let's take a minute, switch the guitar and see what the results are, because I'm pretty interested in that. I don't know if it is the day or if it is the guitar, but I can really feel the difference in string spacing. So let's just cut the tape here. I'll be right back with the different guitar. Okay, guys, back with the different guitar, with the guitar from yesterday's video. Okay, yeah, let's try it on that guitar and see how that goes. Okay, I can tell you right away that my assumption was correct. It is actually the neck width. Okay, now 1:45, let's engage the click track again. Okay, let's speed it up a notch. By the way, my assumption was basically 100% correct, because the hammer on with the pinky finger is as easy as it was just a few minutes ago on the red guitar, but the string skipping is easier than it was on the red guitar. So that tells me one thing, basically, that I made progress with the hammer on and the pinky finger from the video yesterday, and also from the video of video number 7. Video number 7. Basically, we made progress on the hammer on with the pinky finger every single day since I started to incorporate it. That is what I want to tell you. But also the part with the narrow neck was correct too, which makes it easier for me apparently to do the string skipping part. So then let's go to 168 on the click track and start it. Okay guys, I always found it extremely like interesting when basically people have the ability to switch between different guitars and basically play as good as they used to play on the last guitar they played. For me it is always like extremely hard to switch guitars and basically play as good as on the last guitar, because I always need that warm-up time with each guitar, and then there is the fact that I'm not able to play like at the same level on every single guitar I touch. There are just guitars where I'm able to play better than on other guitars. Maybe it's just because I'm playing like Gibson neck with profiles for the longest time, and therefore I'm extremely used to them. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's just the basically size of my hand that matches perfectly with the neck width of a Gibson guitar. I don't know. Very interesting indeed, because what is also interesting, that guitar has a way thicker neck than the red guitar, and usually you're able to play faster on a slimmer neck, especially if you have smaller hands. I definitely have not the biggest hands, and sometimes I have touched Les Pauls that basically I had no interest in ever touching again. I remember vividly going to a shop and trying a Gibson Les Paul. I think it was either a traditional or a standard one, and it had like a 59 boat neck type neck profile, and I wasn't having it. Like, it was insane. It was so off for me. It felt so slow. It felt like, I don't know, like a weird crossover between an acoustic guitar because of the thick neck, but also an electric guitar because of the narrow string spacing, and also obviously the gauge of the strings themselves. So I don't know, but that guitar has a very thick neck, but not 59 bolt neck thick, but definitely thicker than a 1960 slim taper profile of Gibson, which my 1960 classic Les Paul has. I don't know what it is, but that guitar, that one, the black one here, the Black Beauty, is just fast in my hands. I think it is just like, it is an extension of my hand. Like, it feels like, I don't know. No matter where I grab the neck, it is like perfect, and feels like it basically touches most skin on my hand wherever I touch it. So I basically, I don't know, hard to describe, but basically my hand has more contact with the neck, and therefore I assume the neck profile is better suited to my curvature of the hand, if that makes any sense. Okay, now guys, let's bump it up. We are going from 167 to 180 BPM and see how that goes. Actually 182. Okay, something I'm noticing here is that 182 is actually extremely hard for me to play. I think it is a in-between speed where I cannot really let loose, but also it is too fast to really hold on to it, if that makes any sense. Let's try 200, because yesterday I played 200 on that exact same guitar, and I remember it being easier than the 180 right now. So this is 200 BPM. Okay, maybe that was an illusion. 182 was easier than 200. Let's dial this back a bit. Let's go to 185, 184. That is so strange, because 184 felt way easier than 182 and felt easier than 200. But 200 felt harder than 182. Yeah, felt harder than 182, but way harder than 184. So basically the in-between number, the 184, felt easier than both of them, which is so strange because you would assume that 182 would be easier than 184. I don't know what it is. Very, very interesting conclusion. But yeah, let's continue on the 184. So strange, so strange, but I take it. 184 is a great number. So on that note, let's bump it up a notch. So I don't know if it is the 4 in 184 that makes it easier to play, but because of that we are going to try 204 next and see how that goes. So 204 BPM, here we go. Is way harder than 200. Let's test. I don't know. Let's test this theory here. Let's go to 220 because 220 is the original speed of the song. Let's see if that is easier as 204. Okay, that is so strange. So yes, obviously 220 is extremely hard to do right now, but 220 is way easier than 204. I have never realized this until now, and I'm playing guitar for I don't even know how long. That is insane. So I would say I would practice with a click track like, I don't know, for the past years, so last 4 or 5 years, on different tracks, not on every single song, like just on songs where I think I need a click track to basically level myself up to be able to play that song. But I never realized that sometimes it is easier with a different higher BPM. And I also I did realize, like, since I can basically think in terms of playing the guitar, I did realize that sometimes I'm able to play songs fast and I cannot play them slow. Like no matter what, no matter how hard I try, if I can play them fast, it doesn't mean that I can play them slow. But I didn't realize that something like a 4 BPM difference, like going from 204 to 200, can make such a strange difference. And I also didn't realize that it makes sense that 220, which is insanely fast, is way easier, and I mean way easier for me to than 200, which is only a 20 BPM gap. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about 200 or 220, both of them are insanely fast. So strange. Let's do the 220 again. Okay, so this is 220 again. Okay, the hardest part for me playing that riff at 220, which is the original speed of the song, is making that transition from basically like making the transition from that part alone is somehow doable for me at that speed, and so is the first part. But connecting them is right now the hardest part for me. If I can fix that, we made a huge improvement. So that is my next goal, to really be able to glue them together. Because the thing is, if I can play it at 120 over 220 over a click track, then it is way easier to play it over a song, because over the song you have all of these other instruments playing, and that somehow glues it together, and that will basically sugarcoat your playing a little bit. But if you play over a click track, you will notice every single like offset in speed basically, and therefore it is harder to play over the click track. So if we manage to play 220 over the click track, then we are on the right path. On that note, 220, here goes nothing. Okay, one more thing I want to test for this scientific approach here. Let's switch guitars again and let's see how it goes playing 220 with the red guitar with the wider string spacing. I have the weird feeling, I don't know why, but I have the weird feeling that 220 will be easier. again playing that guitar? Let's find out. Let's find out. It is so strange. Guys, it is so strange. I don't understand it, to be honest. It is so weird because now at 220 it is easier to play it on that guitar. But on the one, what was it? Like 180 to, like 180 was extremely difficult on that guitar. Nah, 200 was basically not really doable on that. It was doable, but it was whack. Like 200 was insanely hard on the black guitar. 220 was way easier than 200 on the black guitar. But 182 or 180 was harder than 184 on the black guitar. And in the 180 and 150 range, like the slow speed, the 150 to the 180, both felt easier on the black guitar than on the red guitar. But now playing at 220, the red guitar actually feels easier to play. It is so strange. The approach should be to get to such a level of guitar playing where it doesn't have such a huge impact what guitar you play, because it is pretty limiting if your playing is dialed into such a specific value of something, right? So like a super specific neck width, or basically, yeah, fret spacing, or a fret size, or something like that. You don't want yourself to be so dialed in. Of course you will have a preference. It is just the nature of the beast, but it should not limit your ability to play stuff, I think. At least I hope to get to such a level of guitar playing where I can play whatever I want on the guitar I want to play, and not have to use a specific guitar to play a specific thing. So let's wrap up this video and go to the final segment, which is me attempting to play over Mr. Scary again, which is my usual outro of the video. And on that note, let's kick it. Let's see how it goes. Again. Jesus, okay, didn't found the entry. Can't really hear it, to be honest. Let me adjust my mix here. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, that mix is better. Let's do it again. Okay, guys. Okay, my hand is not having it anymore. But yeah, I mean, there are a few more practice sessions needed, but we are getting closer. Like, there are moments in the song where I actually manage to keep up with the tempo, then I obviously lose it again. But that doesn't matter because that is huge progress. Like, when I started this, I was not able to play any part of the song in the tempo of the song. It was just not possible for my hands to do it. Now it is possible for my hands on certain moments of the song to actually keep up with the tempo of the song, which is awesome. And yeah, on that note, I will end this video. This was day 9 of me practicing Mr. Scary by Dokken, and I will probably upload the next video tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. As per usual, guys, I have to see how my hands are holding up, and I usually only I'm only able to tell how my hands are holding up when I went to bed and woke up again, so basically on the next day. So therefore I cannot make a prediction if I'm going to be able to play tomorrow or not. I can only tell that tomorrow. On that note, have a great day, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.